enchantments, guys. And so, you get what I'm saying here. It's not a huge stretch. But okay, so the next one here, it's the resolving of enchantments. So this is basically, based on my research, the casting of spells. So I just want to do a little bit real quick. This might even be my longest one. So Exodus 22 actually literally says you shall not allow a sorceress to live. So sorcerers are ones to cast spells. In Exodus, this was taken very seriously back then. Deuteronomy says, when you enter into the land which the Lord gives you, you should not learn to imitate detestable things of those nations. We talked about who's Israel and these nations. You don't want to be those guys. It says, there you shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or daughter pass through the fire, one who uses divination, witchcraft, interprets omens, sorcerers. So again, this was common practice back then, guys. When Israel was going through these lands, these people were doing these things. Father says, don't do it. Revelation 21, quote unquote, the future. But for the cowardly, unbelieving, abominable, murderers, immoral persons, sorcerers, idolaters, and liars, their part will be in the lake of fire that burns with brimstone and fire, which is the second death. Whole nother episode regarding the second death. But as far as these people, these types, these works will not be allowed. They'll be thrown in. And then finally, this is one of my best things that I'm bringing today. And ironically, Dan teed it up for me. It's similar along the line of the serpent seed, guys. So if you research that word, serpent, it's nachash. Is it possible? It's divination. So basically, when you research that word, it means to whisper, to hiss, but it can also mean to divine or enchant. That word nachash appears 31 times in the Bible with the meaning of serpent. 10 of those are in the reference of the serpent of Eden, 11 times with the meaning of divination. So each time nachash is translated as serpent, it refers to a supernaturally inhabited creature that curses or hisses. So I don't think it's an ordinary snake is what we're getting at. And the first time nachash was used outside of that garden referred to divination. It's performed by humans, guys. These people are humans. And today we would possibly say that they are fortune tellers, soothsayers. I don't know. That's something to discuss there, but I just want to highlight, guys, that word divination can also mean nachash. Nachash was in the garden. What does that mean today, Dan? What do you got for that?
Gosh, that's really good. I didn't know that there was that direct connection, but it makes total sense with the nachash and the enchantments. And, as I'm listening to you talk, my head's going in a million places. You're thinking about the halftime show in the Super Bowl. These rituals get these enchantments, if you will. It's witchcraft. Inviting in these certain spirits and sending them off and having them do your bidding. It's magic, right? And as I thought about magic, I thought, who else has a enchantment in their name? It's Disney Enchantment Night. That's when at the end of the night, there's a big fireworks show, and, that's called the Disney Enchantment. And you could maybe translate that into the Disney nachash, the Disney snake, the dragon, right? Very, very interesting stuff. One thing I was led to as well for this particular research, the word where we get the Greek word where we get charisma from, and that talks about the gifts of the Spirit, the charisma. And I thought some of the enchantment definition is like you're just perceived as being spiritually aware by someone else. That's like where a medium would come in. Someone would identify a psychic ability in them and then go to pay them for information or whatever. There's a charisma there, and I think the charisma comes from the Spirit, and it just makes the connection of the good wisdom and the evil wisdom. So that's my rabbit trail, if you will, on the enchantments went there to this Greek word. I can't remember where the Strong's is now, but it's where we get the word charisma from, which also means
charismatic and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And you have to ask yourself, who are these soothsayers, these truth tellers, fortune tellers? Who are they channeling, guys? These spirits obviously know something. They're giving them something. Many people that are not believers, they see this as proof that they're talking to their little grandpa. I don't know. Maybe it's these spirits that are fallen, these children from these fallen angels. But